Hey, using the old laptop today, so I've got good sound, even though the picture's crap. Yeah, nothing much to report again. Just doing my daily blog. I suppose I'm getting better. Still feel a bit pokey, you know what I mean? Coughing still a fair bit. Makes you, my lungs and just general body feeling achy. Got up and had a shower today, so at least I'm clean. I was kind of like happily wallowing in my own, you know what I mean? That protective coating of of sickness around me. But yeah, so I've had a shower today. I was a bit dubious. I thought I was going to get too cold, but I managed. And tomorrow I'm going to get up, get dressed, and rather than sitting in bed all day, I'm going to try and sit around on the sofa at least. So I think after a bit, sitting down in bed all day probably causes me as much aching as anything else. But I'll try and get up tomorrow and read some comics because I haven't really been reading comics at the moment. Just not really just can't get my brain into them. But I read two I did read today. I quite enjoyed. You can't see it because this is a shitty laptop. Spider-Man, Marvel team up, Spider-Man and Wonder Man. So in this one, some industrialist bloke who Wonder Man works for part-time, he's after Spider-Man's webbing because a policeman died getting between him and a bullet, and he thinks if he had Spider-Man's webbing, he could use it to make bulletproof vests. But rather than approaching Spider-Man, who's always short of money, and seeing if he could, buy the formula off of him, which would have been good for everybody, he hires the mauler to try and steal it instead. So he has Wonder Man do a demonstration, which makes Spider-Man turn up to watch. And when he joins in, the mauler attacks. And in the end, the industrialist guys got them. The mauler's fighting Wonder Man. Industrialist guys running away from Spider-Man through a corridor of guns. And in the last minute, some coppers come in, and he sees that one of the cops is about to be shot, and he dives in front of him and gets killed, saving the copper's life. Yeah, it could have all been avoided. Could have all been avoided if he just approached Spider-Man and offered him big bucks, maybe. But there's also both of them at the end, Wonder Man and Spider-Man, are both thinking about the other person being rich and like how they've got no trouble with money, blah blah blah. But they've both actually got trouble with money, and they're both sort of opining about how poor they are with money, and I'm thinking that the other is okay. So that's just a bit of fun. Yeah, that's true, Paolo. And then 146. Nomad and Spider-Man. Nomad in his secret identity helps Peter Parker when he's being mugged. So they take out these muggers, and there's this little kid who's trying to get in with the gang, and he steals some artwork that Nomad is taking for Captain America to where it's got to go, because Captain America's working as an artist. So they're both chasing after this kid, and they go into their secret identities. Their superhero personas, should I say? And they find this kid who catches up with the gang. The gang are in a meeting with the Taskmaster, who wants him to train them for this guy, the Black Abbot. I think it's the Black Abbot. And he's basically got mind control, and he's going to control their minds to join his gang. Taskmaster's going to train them up. I'm not sure why Taskmaster isn't mind controlled actually, unless maybe he is mind controlled as well, because this Black Abbot is not really. He quite lacks mind controlling people. Anyway, long story short, they defeat the Black Abbot. He loses his arm because he's got this disintegrating touch, and he's about to disintegrate Spider-Man. And Nomad throws Taskmaster's shield, and it hits his hand, and it ends up disintegrating his hand instead of disintegrating Spider-Man. And the young kid who stole the artwork, he's nearly killed in a falling building, and the two kids save him. The two superheroes save him, and he's like at the end saying, "I don't want to join the gang anymore. I want to grow up to be a superhero. I want to be like you guys." So it's like a good happy tale. This kid's been been given some life lessons. Yeah. Anyway, that's it really. There's no one watching, only 2 people watching, so I can't be bothered to carry on. I've got nothing else to say anyway. I'm just sitting there cooking my dinner. I still feel like just feel ropey. That's all. It's not even something I can. I don't know if like you feel like you've been hollowed out. You know, I feel like a hollowed out canoe. You know. Anyway, until next time. May all your news be good news. Bye.